Welcome to the new driving range. Look at this thing. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? It's a lot better than what we have in 2K21. We fly around this thing. Look at this. You have some greens over here now that you can actually go at. How freaking cool is this? Got some greens out deep too. Look at this. Actual greens that you can shoot at. I love it. Coming into the driving range has actually been really, really cool. They also made the putting greens a lot closer. So you're able to actually test things out a lot better. And I haven't tried to come over here, but I am guessing you're gonna be able to actually test out a full hole too, if you want to. I don't know. This is a really cool driving range. I love that they made it new than what we had in 2K21, and they made it a lot more functional. The reason we are here today, though, is because I want to show you all, kind of like how I did with 2K21, the spin of all of the clubs. I'm going to try to match the shot shaping to the best of my ability, but I do want to show you all how balls interact comparatively to 2K21. So I'm going to be doing side-by-sides of different shots with different clubs with max spin, max loft, so that you can see how those balls interact with the green. So I'll be doing some light commentary over it, but for the most part, I am just going to be putting up a side-by-side so you all can see the differences between 2K21 and 2K23. Now, this video is not a tutorial on how to do this. This is just showing off how clubs interact with the greens comparatively between 2K21 and 2K23. And that is it. So we are going to start off with a 3-wood, max spin, max loft. You'll be able to see ball flight and also how it interacts with the green coming in here. Three iron. Four iron. Now we have a 5 iron. Now we have a 6 iron. How about a 7 iron? Now an 8 iron. Now a 9 iron. We're getting into the wedges now. I have a feeling that's where we're really going to get into the meat and potatoes for the spin. So let's get into it. Starting with a pitching wedge. Gap wedge. Now the sand wedge. And finally, the lob wedge. We also have the pitch shots. I'm not going to do all of the pitch shots, but I am going to do at least the wedges just so you can see how those run out. Since you're going to be doing wedges the most for pitch shots, I just want you to see how those actually spin if you need to spin them. Here's a gap wedge pitch. Sand wedge. And finally, the lob wedge. A couple of things that I want to note on these shots, now that I'm going back and actually looking at them in slow-mo. Also, I wish I would have done the ball tracer for this. It would have been so much easier. But a couple of notes that I want to make. First, I'm going to start with the 3-wood, because I was actually kind of surprised at what occurred with the 3-wood. On 2K23, the apex actually becomes higher when you full loft, full spin the ball. But the time that it takes to reach that apex is so long. It comes out so flat, which makes it so you're not going to be able to dig this ball out of some of those risky locations that you could in 2K21. 2K21 reaches its apex almost instantly, whereas 2K23, it starts off so flat and it just starts to rise. But because it has a higher apex, you actually get a ton more spin out of this ball, as it's actually coming in kind of steep towards like its back quarter of the ball flight. And you really see that all the way through until about the 6-iron. The 6-iron is when it really starts to show how much ball flights have changed in this game this year. I mean, it is drastic once you get to the 6-iron. So it's like 3-wood, a little bit higher. 3-iron, a little bit higher. 4-iron, okay, starting to even out a little bit. 5-iron, starting to even out a little bit. And then the 6-iron is when it really starts to show. It takes 75% of the ball flight for it to reach its apex, where it's the 6-iron in 2K21, it's there in the first like 25% of the ball flight. Like if you just look at this short little piece, 2K23 comes out first from the club, and 2K21 is already higher than it. Already. You're not going to be able to do the type of shots that you could do in 2K21 and 2K23. You'll be able to spin it more, yes, but if you get yourself into some hairy situations, it's going to be a lot harder to dig that thing out. Especially when you're in the rough, it's going to come out even lower trajectory. Or if when you're in the bunker, it's going to come out even lower trajectory to start. It's going to be hard. It's going to take some getting used to, that's for sure. But the 6-iron is when you really start to see it. And it just gets crazier and crazier as you go. And then we get to something like the 9-iron, where at about the same time off the club, this is where the balls are. It is such a gigantic difference between almost all of the clubs. And because these ball flights have changed so much, where it comes off shallow and rises a lot later into your shot, that's why I am able to get so much more stoppage power on this ball and a lot more spin out of the ball as well. I just want to show one more that's really drastic, and then I just want to show the pitches real quick too. But like, this is a lob wedge. The ball is off the screen right now, in 2K21. Like, you can't even see it. That's how high it gets so fast. 2K23 actually evens out really nicely, and the ball lands so much earlier than in 2K21 because of how flat that trajectory comes out, where you get a lot of your distance in like the first 75%, and then it starts to come down real steep. Ball flights are just so much better. They have been overhauled entirely, which just makes for a more realistic round of golf, which I am all for. They've done it with all their pitch shots too. So in 2K21, you'd get these huge like bounces off of your pitch shots instead of it coming in a little bit more steep and kind of digging into that green a little bit better to minimize bounce and allow you to spin it a lot faster. And like, if you just look at like this sand wedge pitch, it hits on the left and then it hits again a second time, and it's like maybe a 5-foot bounce, maybe, and it just dies out really quickly and starts to spin back. Whereas like in 2K21, it hits and it takes an absolutely massive bounce. That's probably 9 to 12 feet right there of a bounce, and then it takes another big secondary bounce, another third, fourth bounce, and then it finally grabs to allow you to spin it. And like when you're using like a pitch shot, that's just not that realistic when it comes to what you're gonna see from that shot. So they've really gone through all of these, and man, it's so much better. Are we gonna be able to stick balls a little bit better in 2K23? Yes. I think they have slowly worked to this, where in 2K19 in 2019 there was no spin. It was just ice. Huge bounces, not a ton of spin. 2K21, they definitely made it so that you could spin the ball a little bit better. It definitely made it a little bit more realistic, but there were instances where it just wasn't. And in 2K23, with them redoing all of the flight paths, this game plays a lot different and it plays more realistic. It's very good. When you pair that with some of the balls you can get, like the sleeves, giving you less bounce, more spin, less rollout, I think you're going to be able to really stick some greens if that is what you're wanting to do. But hopefully this side-by-side gives you just a little comparison, 2K21 to 2K23. I just wanted to show the spin, full loft, full spin, just so you could see it coming into greens. It's not perfect. Trying to get the perfect conditions for, some of the greens that you're hitting into is not going to be perfect just because of the way that the courses are built out. But hopefully I can give you at least some idea of what you're going to have for some ball physics coming into greens with all of your clubs. Well, that is it. More content like this coming for 2K23. Be on the lookout for tutorials too when the game launches October 14th. If that's something you're into, make sure to sub to the channel. Like the video, helps the channel, helps the algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below what you think of the changes to physics for balls onto the greens from the different irons. Personally, I like it when they stick a little bit more, so preferably I am biased towards 2K23. Thank you so much for stopping by today, though. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. I will catch you on the next one.